Hey guys, so we have Kenneth Griffin in the news pretty often, but have you seen him exposed? That's right, the CEO of Citadel, exposed. An overview of the deplorable Mr. Ken Griffin. I think you guys will have a good time just going through this article with us, but I also think you guys would enjoy getting the word out to other Space Apes and Moon Platoon members by pressing that like button early and often, as well as that subscribe button if you guys have not yet. And now, let's go straight in. So, my fellow apes, I believe it was Sun Tzu who said, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. That is what we face every trading day as the saga of GME continues. You're likely wondering where this is going. Well, we're going to essentially give you an overview of Mr. Kenneth Cordell Griffin. And if you don't know your enemy, you will lose 1,000 kajillion million battles according to Sun Tzu. And Sun Tzu's not wrong. He's a guy from, olden times, and he wrote a book. Back then, there were not a lot of books, so this was like basically the only book. All jokes aside, make sure you watch until the end. And if you guys haven't gotten your 2 free stocks from Webull yet, go ahead down below. That is the best way to start on your stock journey, and use the same technical indicator app that I use. It's the link that says quit Robinhood. Check out Webull. Okay, here we go. I am keen to inform you further about the antagonist of this story, although I'm sure a likely narcissistic psychopath, he doesn't see it that way. I am talking about Mr. Kenneth Cordell Griffin, founder, CEO, co-chief investment officer, and 85% owner of Citadel LLC, a man estimated to have hoarded $22 billion. How do you even use 22 billion tendies? Like, what are you going to do them? What use is that much money? Well, if you guys have ideas about what you would use for that much money, drop them in the comments or in the live stream right now. In case you're unaware, Citadel LLC are thought to be the primary short sellers in the GME debacle, where they predatorily gave loans to Gabe Plotkin's company to prevent margin calls at the GME peak in late January of this year. Yes, if you guys weren't aware of this is the relationship between Citadel and Melvin. This is what it is. Melvin was the first one. Gabe Plotkin is the CIO of the company. His grandfather started Melvin, and they shorted GME to the dust. And then they got in big trouble. They almost didn't have enough money, and they almost got margin called. And that would have caused a major short squeeze. That is 100% the margin call squeeze, right? The mix squeeze. However, it doesn't help if you have an extra one-up mushroom from someone who has a lot of money, like Citadel. So that's an important point, is that if someone gives you more money, that was one of the only factors that causes a margin call. And if they give you more money, then suddenly you can stave off a margin call. So, right? Make sure that we pay attention to that mechanic. Their relentless pursuit of profit has landed them in rather hot water this time. I personally don't believe they have ever wanted the public to be aware of their practices, nor the unbelievable amount of money they made at the cost of the American jobs, businesses, and livelihoods. Given Mr. Griffin is both CEO and 85% owner of Citadel, I think it's only fair that he guides the operations of his business, and the operations are therefore reflective of his values. If you agree, it is therefore fair to attribute praise, blame, 99% the latter, to the man who oversees the company, right? So some of you might be thinking, well, it might not be fair to say it's all his fault. No, let's review Mr. Griffin as a man in both personal and business affairs. So we'll let you decide at the end of this. All right, enjoy. Personal life. So step 1. Bought the most expensive home in the US ever, $238 million penthouse in New York, money that could have been used to help millions of others out of poverty, or maybe pay for almost $250,000 homes for those affected by the 2008 crash. 1,000 homes. So this is one of the most expensive, bought the most expensive home in the US of the time, right? Oh, shoot. Okay. So Business Insider, back in 2019, he bought the most expensive home in the US. Oh, wait, a more multi-million-dollar house, because of course you need those. So Ken Griffin buys NYC apartment record, Chicago, London, Miami. So he buys more million-dollar houses, owns $800 million in art instead of giving it to charity or allowing it to circulate through the economy. So that's another news article about him. Griffin owns 2 private jets, a 2001 Bombardier Global Express valued by almost $10 million and a $50 million 2012 Bombardier Global 6000. So he hates the environment too. Oh no. He hates being taxed because having a fair amount of money would be unfair, apparently. Well, makes sense, right? So let's look at this. Battle of the Billionaires, failed Illinois. Okay, Forbes. Battle of the Billionaires, failed Illinois income tax incentive drew more than $111 million from Governor J.B. Pritzker and Citadel's Ken Griffin. So this is back from late 2020. Let's see now. He believes that people should be able to make unlimited contributions to politicians, but these contributions should be public. P.S. We USA, wake up, this lobbying disproportionately ensures rich people can trample you further, right? How do we get our voices heard if people can give infinite money to these politicians, right? We're coming back to the stonks in just a second, but let's make it a clear picture of him, right? Allegedly forced his second wife to sign a prenup from which he benefited financially. Oh, geez. U.S. billionaire wife claims she was forced. Why does he look like this? Claims he was forced into prenuptial before Versailles wedding. Wow, they got married at Versailles? Look at this man. Why can't he smile normally? Looking at the camera. Refused to pay alimony, then threatened to sue his ex-wife into the ground. He's got a real temper, like all well-adjusted folks. Hedge fund manager known for inspiring spine-tingling terror in people. Ken Griffin, Citadel transformed financial markets. And then Chief Citadel gives up dream for investment bank. So temper tantrums here. Oh no. Okay, so you could read all of these links in the description soon. He even smashed up furniture when his wife threatened to break up with him. She made a good choice. American billionaire smashed up furniture when wife to be queried prenup. So some of these I'm assuming are coming from less reputable sources, so make sure that you actually, if you wanted to ensure that these are reputable sources, go out and take a look. And remember, don't read everything. You understand the tabloids, but this is starting to piece together a pretty consistent message. He doesn't do philanthropy because he's a good person. He does it for tax write-offs, so just jot that one down. Hedge fund, a billionaire leads the way to give internet to 100,000 Miami area households. No, he does it for tax write-offs. Yeah, this is just which PR story makes the best sense for my tax write-off. Business, from the start, he's far more likely to be a psychopath. So all of his reading has supported this. He's horrific to work for and as a person, right? Psychopath and testosterone inside the new frontier of fund manager research. He doesn't do empathy. So this news right here, morning coffee, a 52-year-old hyper-competitive trader with an empathy deficit. Wow, okay. The prideful man who bragged in 2015 that Citadel's manufactures money like an automaker manufactures cars. Jeez, how Ken Griffin rebuilt Citadel's ramparts? Hold on. Manufactures money. Yeah, manufactures money like an automaker manufactures cars. Holy moly. That just sounds illegal. We manufacture money. We fabricate it. Living his best life pretending he's the Navy SEALs of finance. Okay. Suspicious location of subsidiary platform Palafox in the Cayman Islands. We've talked about this with Austin Tobit on the live stream. So this is part of his everything short of just essentially how to make it clear that you have companies that are definitely not Citadel, wink wink hint hint, but they definitely are the same as Citadel. Like a typical hedge fund investment bank, Citadel doesn't give a poop about your work-life balance with 80-plus hour work weeks. On top of this, they treat employees terribly, hence the high turnover. Tries to psych out his employees with long pauses and weird rituals because he's awful. Wow. Ken Griffin strikes fear into the hearts of Citadel employees with long pauses. Strange coffee ritual. What kind of ritual? It's like a blood ritual, but with coffee? Ugh. Wanted to be a whistleblower snitch, which was presumably done for a competitive advantage, not for altruism. He does feel like a snitch because he definitely was throwing Mr. Vlad Tenev under the bus when it came time to was the Citadel or Robin Hood the one pulling strings? And Citadel was like, well, I'm not saying it's Robin Hood, but it's Robin Hood. Citadel profited on the 2008 crash. I'm not surprised at all. Citadel accepts these fines as they aren't high enough to be a deterrent. So basically a slap on the wrist, a kickback to the government. Just watch this. He doesn't blink and absolutely believes everything he says. Is this news?
I am particular.
Okay, this is a very long video, so you guys can also check that out. Tried buying up the whole street of houses in Palm Springs, but one of the neighbors didn't sell to him, so he resorted to annoying them by playing a metal band in the middle of the night with employees blow along their driveway with moving trucks, asking for spices at 3 a.m. and other obnoxious nonsense. I think this is the article you at the very least need to read in this DD source. So I'm going to put this in the description. Make sure that you guys have given it a look-see, and this is just the stuff we know. Sure that more worse things occurs behind closed doors. Ken Griffin hates you. Overall, he is likely hoping that we would never be out in the limelight, but here we are. He is both in business and pleasure. All of these things. Allegedly, a human being who deserves to be in jail without a cent to his name. GME is your last chance to even get close to punishing these people. The American system has ensured the ivory towers of smoke and mirrors are built, and the final bricks that will ensure invincibility lie here. Knock the Citadel down and use the bricks to build homes, schools, and hospitals or hospitals. Make sure that you understand that if it comes down to it, he would throw away you in a heartbeat. So don't throw away your shot when it comes to making your voice heard to him. Thank you for those of you who have supported me. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for smashing that like, hitting that subscribe. We're on our way to 100K. We'd love to see you there in Tendy Town, and we will see you in the money. Peace.